Okay, Sam, I believe we are back on the air. 2022 Gladewater Bear football.
Well, we've made another trip around the sun, and Gladewater Bear Country is alive and well as we get ready to kick off the 2022 season against the Daingerfield Tigers. The Bears come in Coach Levere's second season as the head coach of the Bears. And with the retirement of Scott Clower as the AD, this is Coach Levere's first season as the AD here at Gladewater. So just kind of recap a 2021 season, we saw the Bears go 9-3 with a perfect 6-0 district play record and their second straight 3A Division One Region 6 title, making it to the third round of the playoffs before losing to Mount Vernon. So this year, the projected finish for the Bears in district play is first, followed by the Tatum Eagles, the Sabine Cardinals, White Oak Roughnecks, Jefferson Bulldogs, and the Atlanta Rabbits. We also give you a little update. Sabine played Spring Hill last night, and Spring Hill won that game 44-34. And that brings us in as the Bears come onto the field. We'll be getting ready for the final festivities and routine before we kick off for this 2022 football season here at Jack V. Murphy Stadium. So Avon, what are you thinking for tonight? We got a great night. Temperatures are mild for this time of year. It is humid. We finally got all that rain we'd been praying for, and we got like almost 10 inches in 2 days. So everybody's yard turned green overnight, but the Gladewater field stayed green through all that somehow.
That's correct, Sam. It's pretty wild. I hope everybody's got those lawnmowers ready. Another thing that again, having these headphones on, sometimes I miss some things. We forgot to mention we're playing the number 9 team of the KLTV's Red Zone Top 10.
We are, and I had that written down because we looked at that a while ago. So speaking of the Red Zone, we've got the Red Zone app up here on our phones, and we'll be trying to give you updates. If you don't have that, that's a really good app to get. And we don't get paid anything to say that, but
no, we do not.
We like it wherever we go, just for the scores of the games that are in progress as we go along. So anyway, getting ready for the national anthem, and players are lining up with helmets under their left arm and getting ready for that. Officials are at midfield on the Baylor logo. And then got people still coming into the stands. We are officially 5 minutes and 34 seconds before game time. I'm just looking on Avon's screen. There are some other games of the week that
we're actually also game of the week with a station out of Louisiana. Shame on me for forgetting. He said we're one of the K's, just like all the other K stations. But he drove in from Shreveport today to sit here and watch their game of the week that we've made it. So that's pretty awesome as well.
Well, that is a great way to start the season. And, of course, past records are just that. They're past records. And it all matters what you do on Friday nights from here on out. So we basically break the season into several parts. The first part of the season is the scrimmages that come at the end of your initial workouts. And Gladewater has had 2 scrimmages. I know one of them was Maybank. I didn't get to see either one of them, but their second scrimmage was Maybank, and I believe the first scrimmage was against Gilmer.
That is correct.
So they've completed their scrimmages, got their lineup set, and then tonight against Daingerfield starts the preseason, and the preseason includes Daingerfield this week as a home game, and then the Bears will be on the road for 3 weeks in a row September 2nd, they'll play Mount Vernon, who defeated them in the third or fourth round last year. Then they'll go to Spring Hill and play there. And then they'll play Malakoff, who a few years ago, had a great team, and they're always a tough program. So in traditional Bear fashion, it's a tough preseason schedule. And then on the 23rd, we'll play Gunter, and I don't think we've ever played Gunter that I'm aware of, and that'll be the homecoming here on September 23rd. Then we have an open date on September 30th before we start district. And then October 7th, we'll play our first district game at Tatum. On the 14th, Sabine will play Gladewater here at Jack V. Murphy Stadium. Then on October 21st, we'll go to Jefferson to play the Bulldogs. October 28th, we'll be back home for the Atlanta game. That'll be senior night as well. And then November the 4th, we'll travel 7 miles east on Highway 80 for a big road trip to White Oak and play the Roughnecks. So only 4 home games this year, which means maybe we'll have 6 home games next year.
Yeah, very possible.
So if we're alternating.
And I looked it up. It looks like that second scrimmage was actually in Canton.
It was. It was in Canton, and so I'm not sure how that went. But as always, both teams come in with a lot of high hopes and enthusiasm, and everybody right now has a perfect record. But after tonight, half of them will have a loss, and half of them will have a win.
That's right. It's just when that initial shakeup. You know, I actually my wife and kids, we came up here and watched that Gilmer scrimmage, and it's you've never been to a scrimmage. It's weird.
It is.
Because you look over there at the scoreboard, nothing's happening. You're going, well, what's going on?
And you know, used to years and years ago, I don't want to date myself too far back, but we would scrimmage, and it would just be for a set number of plays. The first team, second team, you know, you worked in your ninth and JV most of the time, and then at the end, if the coaches wanted, you know, goal line plays, they could go do 4 plays on the goal line or whatever. They still can control that, but the tradition now has become you'll scrimmage certain plays, then you may do a quarter or 2 quarters of live clock running in game situation. But it's usually at least 1 quarter, and they just play a live ball, and it'll turn over, the ball goes over, and things like that. Sometimes they'll kick extra points, sometimes not, or do the kicking game. But anyway, we've completed that phase. The Bears are lining up now for their first kickoff of this season, and Ozzy Chavaria is set to kick off, number 25. And it's just an onside kick, and it looks like the Bears have recovered it. I don't see any flags down.
I don't see any hands pointing which direction yet of what's happened.
And they may be saying the ball was touched before it went 10 yards. If that's the case, it'll be Daingerfield's ball. But if it indeed went 10 yards before it got touched by anybody, then it's going to be the Gladewater Bears ball.
You know, the other thing I'd like to point out as we're getting this all started is we have zero control over what you're actually seeing. That's actually controlled by artificial intelligence. Actually, you get to see one image that's created out of 4 HD images. So whenever this thing's moving around, watching movement, we have no control. So YouTube, we understand whenever you say, hey, I missed the ball. Why didn't you know?
Okay, well, Avon, sometimes that AI, that's what you and I have, artificial intelligence. All right, it is the Daingerfield ball spotted at the Bear 49, so they are going to say it was touched before it went 10 yards. Daingerfield comes out. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen.
He hands it off to number 3, Sam. Oh, he gets wrapped up by 3 Bears.
And the quarterback is number 1, Chase Johnson. And he lined up deep, took the snap, and handed it off.
The number 3 is at J.T. Maddox. Oh, I'm sorry, that was ours.
Number 3 is
Deco
Wright, and he is tackled for a loss of 3 yards. So their same formation, 3 wide receivers top, 1 low, a 1-back set with a snap. He hands it off again. This time there's some room. And Deco Wright makes it past the 45. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 42-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3 yards. So again, same formation. Quarterback set deep, running back behind him. Snap to him.
3 receivers up top.
Wants to pass it.
Throw. Oh,
and he is smothered. He gets loose.
He got loose.
Breaks a tackle. He's going to get the first down. And he gets down inside the 32-yard line. I think they're going to spot that ball at the 31.
Our number 5, Frank Sierra, that
so
to finish that
the Bears had him for a loss, and he did a great job of escaping.
Yeah, that was.
So now Daingerfield still in a single setback. They've got 2 wide receivers and 2 slots to each side. Balanced formation. Ball is snapped, a handoff. Oh, it's a fumble on the play.
Oh, I missed
Bears
that one.
Recover. That is
33.
recovered by number 33. That is Israel Serta. And he is a defensive lineman who made that recovery for the Bears. So Bears stopped the drive with a timely fumble recovery. And offense comes out for the first time this season. Daingerfield defense is on the field. It is the Bears' ball at the 33-yard line, their own 33, just inside the right hash. So,
you know what's cool that stands out real good from us way up here is those shoes. Some of those players are now able to wear different colored shoes. I would think that'd be a disadvantage because then that defense is going to be looking for you.
So Gladewater runs a sweep. Number 5, Frank Sierra carrying the ball for the Bears, and he picks up, looks like a couple of yards, runs across the field, and makes a couple of yards. Tyrone Maddox on the starting offense, along with Brayson Woods, number 17, is in there. 51, Austin Allen, is one of the offensive linemen. Bears come out, motion.
Number 11 got it, coming around.
And he breaks 1 or 2 tackles. That is Colin Lewis coming around with like an end around. And he picks up another yard or 2. But there is some penetration in there by the defensive line of Daingerfield. I didn't get a number, but trying to get those. We didn't have the starters. So Bears with a quick huddle break and come to the line. Wanting to throw. It's completed. Pass completed to Frank Sierra by Brayson Woods, I believe, completed that. So that is, let's see where they spot it. Are they bringing it back? See a flag. They've got a spot. I did see what looked like a little movement by the Gladewater Bears on the snap.
What's that one? What's this? What he did?
I'd have to look. But I did not see a flag, so they must have just called it as the play started. So that's going to bring up
3rd down and way back. Sam.
17 yards. So now it's another end around. We
got
got flags everywhere.
That was number 3.
That is J.T. Maddox with the ball. He doesn't make it back to the original line of scrimmage, but he He made it, picked up a couple yards. We'll see what the penalty is. Oh, and y'all maybe, the viewers can maybe hear
I've got a little bit of that sound turned up for them.
They're going to decline that. That'll bring up 4th and long, which should bring in the punt team for the Bears. The Bears in a punt formation. Daingerfield too deep to return the ball. Gets the punt away.
That was number 11. Wasn't that Lewis?
Yes, Colin Lewis. So ball goes down to the 36 is where they're going to mark it. So Daingerfield.
That's a good kick.
Was a good kick. It really wasn't that far in the air, but it got a really good Bear roll. So Daingerfield will start their second possession on the 36-yard line. Their own 36, ball on the left hash. So Daingerfield Tigers got 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen and 2 at the top. 1 setback, same formation. They've only run 2 formations so far, and this is one of them. Deep snap. Quarterback's looking to throw. He's throwing deep. And he's got a man open. That is number 7, Jacavian Rogers. But he
covered by our number 7.
Yes, so we had 7 on 7. But he overthrew him. He didn't really get a chance to touch the ball, but he was open on just a kind of a post route from that right side. So he goes to the sideline. Rogers does, and another Tiger checks in, same formation. This may be a throwing series, Avon, throwing on first down. No, he hands it off.
Number 3 again.
And
we got him, looks about the 47.
Deco Wright, and he jumps a couple of defenders.
He holds it out to 45 is where the
So that's a 9-yard gain, bring up a 3rd and 1, which I would say is a running down, but they threw on 1st and 10. They may throw again just to keep that defense on its toes. And he hands it off again. And he's got enough for the first. He might be at the 50-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 49. And so, again, Wright is the ball carrier. We've got number 5 and 6 over here to our side as receivers. Oh, we got 3 receivers. So now they've got 3 to the bottom of your screen. 1 wide receiver to the top. Still 1 setback. Quarterback set deep. He was looking to throw. Little swing pass.
Number 3.
And a good tackle right there.
Number 2. Our number 2
is
Devontae Powers.
Powers on a good open field tackle right there for actually about a 2-yard loss, maybe a 1.5-yard loss. So that'll bring up a 2nd and about 11 or 12. Well, that was just a little swing pass to Wright, number 3.
And he kept looking at 0, his top guy up there.
So now same formation, running play right up the middle. He's wide open. And number 7 with a good tackle, but it's enough for a first down.
Henderson, number 7.
So Henderson for the Bears with a nice stop. But that middle was wide open, Avon. He had a lot of room. And he's quick.
He is. A lot of burst power.
Right, number 3 for the Tigers. He is quick. He hit that hole running fast. So now quarterback keep
coming down.
And that's a tackle by
number 5.
That is Frank Sierra. Frank, we called his name a lot last year. So he is he's continuing where he left off last year, playing both sides right now.
And now he is a junior.
Yes, sir. So, now we're waiting on the play. Now, number 2, Quinn Webb is the lone setback for the Tigers. Now he's offset to the side of the quarterback, and they're throwing a little bubble pass. He's got
Number
a blocker.
0 up top.
And he is out inside the 20.
Yeah, about the 17s where that ref is.
So they are in the red zone on a little swing pass, or what we sometimes
Number
call
0, Hampton.
the bubble pass. So anyway, Tigers got a drive going using a variety of people and runs and passes to get down the field. Now they've got their 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen.
Handed off to number 2, Sam. He was wrapped up really quick. I can't see the Bears
I believe
number
he's going
yet.
to lose about a yard, maybe not a full yard.
That was our number 9.
And that is Joby Chico. Chico or Shaco, I'm not sure. I'm going to say Chico.
We'll see. Maybe someone will text me with the clarification.
So now
Chico.
Tigers have the ball, looking for their play. 3 wide receivers to our left.
Number 3 is behind the quarterback again.
Yes.
Now he's moving to
Right
the side.
back in the game. 7 split wide to the top. He wanted to throw.
He's going to keep it. Didn't look
Everybody
good.
was covered.
He's
we got a
scrambling.
flag, which is
making
probably
some
a
yards.
holding call. So he makes quarterback scrambles, makes a few yards,
Going
but
about the 9 if they count that.
so usually that flag deep in the backfield when they're scrambling around is a hold. Not always, but usually it is. Let's see what they got. But it is going to be against the Tigers. And it looks like
On about the 28, Sam.
so that puts them a second and a long way. Second and about, I'm going to call it about 21 or 22. More than second, more than 20 yards.
They're right at 20, probably.
So we've got 5, 6, and 0, or is that 10 out here? 10 lined up? 0. Anyway, they're split wide to the bottom of your screen.
Got number 3 behind him.
And he throws a short pass to the inside receiver.
0.
And that is
Funny enough, our 0's on top of him.
Aaron Hampton. Yeah. So Bears defense tightening up a little bit here after the penalty and holding them a little bit. They gained some of that back, but it's still 3rd and about 15. So different formation back to the Twins on both sides. Fakes the run. Screen pass to
3. Yeah, but our number 2 would not let. Uh-oh. There went some yellow paint on the dirt.
So that play, they faked the run to Deco Wright and then end up throwing him the screen pass up the middle screen. And the wide receivers kind of ran everybody off on the outside. We've got flags. Looks like a face mask against the Bears. So they hold and actually had a tackle for loss, but now they're going to have a penalty. So I don't know if that's an automatic first down or not. But it is enough for a first down.
It is a first down.
So anyway, that means Daingerfield now is inside the 10.
Looks about like the ref is on the 7.
And that brings him with a first down, 2nd and goal. They're in the Twins. No, they had a slot.
Hands it off to number 3. Tries to go around on the left.
And so he hits just a dive up in the middle.
There, 2 and 10 were on top of him. Monte Powers and Austin Werner.
Werner. We
definitely called his.
We called him a lot last
year, yeah.
But first time tonight. So that still brings up a 2nd and 7. No gain on that play. So they've got 2 wide receivers left, a tight slot back on the left, and a split
Number
receiver.
3 is on his right. He hands it off to him. Coming around the bottom, Sam.
And he's
5.
brought down.
Frank Sierra.
And I see number 23 in there for us, but I don't have a number for him. So anyway, they spotted at the 6-yard line, so a gain of 1, 3rd and 6. And when they bring that slot back, that third wide receiver from being wide and bring him in there tight off the tackle, a lot of times they want to run and use him like a tight end. So that's what they did then. Well, now they've got their 3 wide receivers back. So who knows what they're going to do here. It's a pass. Looking for that one-on-one coverage. And number 7 for the Bears, Latrell Henderson, gets a hand on it and knocks that ball away in the end zone, Avon. So that was just a corner flag route to the wide receiver, knowing he's in one-on-one coverage. So now number 5 is still lined up wide left. He's got 2 other receivers coming out with him, number 6 and that's either 11.
This is it, 4th down. They're going for it.
And it's a run. And
what are they marking? They're marking it on the 1.
It's on the 1. So that brings up
Air ball, 1st down on the 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Timeout here. I'll tell you who called that in a minute. I'm going to assume Gladewater called it, but
got clarification. It's Chico.
Okay. Chico.
Got it. Thank you so much.
That helps us a lot.
Absolutely. Wonder if this person wants their name revealed or not. They'll let me know.
You know, with a name like Chenoweth, it got butchered my whole life. So I really make a conscious effort to get everyone's name right. So we do appreciate your help. So Bears take over. Coming off their own goal line, hit a quick dive. And our number 2, Devontae Powers, gets the ball out to the 5-yard line. So they get a little bit of breathing room. So the Bears do hold up, make a stand, score 0-0. We're at 2:31 left in this first quarter.
This first quarter is flying by.
It really, especially the first game, it goes very fast.
Incredible.
So here they go again.
Coming around.
Around the end.
That was our number 3.
He makes it back.
Their number 8 wrapped him up.
He makes it back to
Kenny
the 5.
Mosley.
Kenny Mosley with a nice stop for the Tigers. And also in the ball game for the Tigers is number 72, and I don't have a number for him. I mean a name. I got a number. It's 72. 21 is in there. That is Braden Lewis, playing a defensive end or outside linebacker. I've got 65, Devin Golston in there. Bears. That may be
that is a safety right there.
So let's see what they call. Nope. Whatever happened, they are spotting the ball. Yeah. Illegal procedure maybe. So 4th down, ball still on the inside the 1-yard line. So obvious kicking situation on a 4th and 11 from your own half-yard line.
Yeah, I was about to say an inch, but.
So now the danger you have, you don't want to step out of bounds, but you're punting from only 10 yards deep from the ball, and it's a short punt down to about the 22 or 23-yard line. So when you have to punt and the ball is snapped from your half-yard line, normally you're 13 to 15 yards deep from the ball.
Not so close.
On a punt. And now you're not quite 11. So they can block it quicker. You got to get it off quicker. You hurry it. Often you get a short punt. So the Bears turn the ball over with a punt. And
22.
Ball is on the 22-yard line as the Tigers come out, prepare for drive with 47.1 seconds left in this quarter.
Quickly throws it to number 0 up top.
And he is going to score. There's a flag down. We'll see what that is. But the little swing pass or the bubble pass to the right, second time they've run that I can recall. And it gets them in the end zone, but we'll see who the penalty is against.
Here comes the ref. Oh, they're moving the ball backwards.
So that's going to be that's hold. So that touchdown
holding against the Tigers
is negated. And so that's going to bring up I guess they'll repeat first down. It's still showing first down. And a long ways, about 20.
Hands it off to number 3. He is wrapped up promptly by number 9, which is...
That's Joey?
Chico.
Okay, so we're working on that. Another good stop, though, for sure. And then we had a couple of guys fall in there to help him on that one.
We're just going to let the clock run down. We're at 14
seconds. The last 13 seconds are going to run off the clock. We'll swap ends of the field and begin the second quarter with the score still tied at 0.
Sam, how did that go so fast? The game started at 7:30. It hadn't even been 30 minutes.
Well, there wasn't a lot of passing, for one thing. There was some passing. And so when you're running, the clock just keeps running. You know, it takes a lot longer if you're throwing 30 times a game to play a game than it does when you're running.
Because of all the first downs that stop and go.
So we are going to start this second quarter. And
it looks like that they actually have that scoreboard on the screen. Hopefully that's working and is visible enough for everybody. We've also been making some audio tweaks. Hopefully it's a little bit better each time that you guys get to hear this.
All right, so the Bears are still playing defense. It's second down and 21 from the 33-yard line of the Bears. Daingerfield will be trying to get their first touchdown of the regular season. They've got number 11 and number 7 at the bottom of your screen. Rogers and Boyd, 2 receivers at the top.
And their quarterback is Chase Johnson.
He throws deep, defended there by number 7, Latrell Henderson. And they were throwing, I believe that was to number 5 for Daingerfield, Gilbert.
Oh, that is a number 6.
6, I'm sorry. Then that is going to be a Marion Simon Jones.
Yep.
So we'll call him Jones for short.
All right.
But
number 6,
the defender fell down. The ball was thrown a little too long, but it was close to the end zone. So trips to the right. Got a flag down. Whoop. Somebody jumped.
Use these binoculars to try to focus on what's happening in the backfield, and I miss it.
So Daingerfield with a false start. That will kill the play before it gets started. And
down, will that make it like 4th down?
Well, that'll be repeat 3rd down. Gotcha. And from 5 yards further back, so 26 yards for first. Passing down.
Chase Johnson.
He steps up in the hole.
He's running. He sees an
opening.
Daylight.
And a good tackle there.
He made a lot of movement, Sam.
Good tackle by Colin Lewis.
Wait, was that a fumble?
Did he fumble it? I don't know.
I think they might have fumbled it. Hold on.
Looks like they may be calling him down. I don't know. They're saying run the clock, so it's still. But Colin Lewis makes a great tackle. He had someone with him helping. I didn't see who it was. But that moves the ball 4th down inside the 20 in the red zone at the, I'm going to say 17-yard line. I didn't see the ball come loose.
No, but as hard as this game's been, you were the coach. You're like, you know what? Let's just put 3 up.
Yeah.
You're close enough that
Well,
you could put 3. Someone called a timeout.
Yeah, and
Who did
you
it?
never know till you see their kickers how good they are till the season progresses. So
timeout, Tigers.
So that is the.
I would be tempted to kick it, but I like kicking.
Well, yeah, Coach
20,
Murphy,
22.
they said he never kicked field goals, but we were in the playoffs one time against Atlanta, and we got booed for not going for it, but then we got the ball down there and held them and got a turnover on, like inside the 5.
Wow.
And then we ended up kicking a field goal, and we had gone all season without a bad snap or a missed one. And Coach Murphy said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, Coach, just kick it. We can make it." And so we had a bad snap, but we kept the ball. And Coach Little looked at me again. I said, "Just kick the ball. We can make it." And we made it. But he might have fired me if we hadn't made it. I don't know. But we made it and went on and won the game and kept our role in the playoffs going. But so now it's 4th down, and I'm going to call it 6. And they are in I'm going to call that a running formation, but he's throwing it.
He is throwing it, and it bounces.
Oh, it's intercepted.
It's intercepted. Bounces R0. I mean, is it still a live ball?
No, because he hit the ground. And in high school, when you're down, you're down.
That was our number 0,
Tyrone Maddox. So big turnover for the Bears. Now that formation for the Tigers, they're they were in the twins to both sides. We call that double twins or mirror or whatever you want to call it. But they were in tight this time instead of being split wide. And the inside receiver, the slot that was off the line, just ran up straight ahead. A vertical is what we'd call that. And he made it was a good call for that situation, but we got a hand on it and came down with the ball. So Bears defense dodges another bullet. Offense is on the field now.
I think we got a different quarterback this.
And that is Kyron Wilson. And
Number 11, he is moving.
He is going to bang his head on the goalpost, I think, because they can't. Oh, he's out of bounds. I'll say this: Daingerfield's
he made it to the 11.
Is that number 11?
Our 11 made it to the 11. Colin Lewis.
Boyd for Daingerfield. He really did a great job of taking a good angle and saving a touchdown. But that was Kyron Wilson at quarterback that time.
No.
And then Colin Lewis did a great job of running. He comes out to catch his breath. But that was that slot or end around that they've been running, and he had some room that time. So number 87 checks in the game for the Bears. That's Keandre Powers. So the Bears are on the 11-yard line with a first and 10, not quite a first and goal. And Kyron Wilson is the quarterback now. Under center, takes the ball, hands
it off to number 2.
And
his helmet got ripped off, Sam. Our number 2, Devontae Powers.
So Devontae runs the ball up the middle and loses his headgear. He's got to come out of play, but he picks up, looks like 4 or 5 yards. He's down on they're just inside the 7.
Yes, sir.
So he picks up about 4 yards there. Nice run. But
that's coming back in.
I believe that's the first we've seen the Bears operating with the quarterback under center. So let's see what formation they're in this time. Same thing, one setback.
Hands it back to Lewis again.
And Lewis finds the sweet spot.
There it is.
Trying to go wide, cuts it up the middle in a crease, and the Bears strike first blood. Get on the scoreboard on a nice run. Actually, 2 nice runs.
What is this, a Rambo movie?
First blood, that's just what you call it. It may be better than a Rambo movie on a Friday night of the first game.
Friday night in Texas. Got it.
So
number 25 getting ready for that PAT.
Ozzie ready for the PAT. There's the snap.
Well, they were coming on him.
And it is good. So Bears with the
Number 8.
lead, 7-0, 9:44 left in the second quarter. So the Bears have been fortunate, and sometimes good fortune is because you play well.
Right.
And so they have been fortunate from some good plays and some breaks, typical first game mistakes with a fumble and then a couple of stops to keep Daingerfield out of the end zone. And then a big run by Colin Lewis, and then another 6-yard run, 7-yard run to get in the end zone. So, and our difference that time was Kyron Wilson, who has played some quarterback for the Bears before, and he has got a lot of playing time at other positions as well. So he led that drive, and
incredible.
all the snaps on that one were taken from under center, instead of deep snapping like a shotgun or a.
That's what the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken, every one of their plays have been deep.
Yes, their quarterback has yet to be under center. So they're lined up a little bit different for the onside kick this time, Avon. They've got
yes,
more
they
of
are.
a
They're
hands
definitely
look.
closer. They're ready for that ball.
They've got one deep back, just back about the 15. So we'll see what the kickoff calls for this time.
That is our same number, 25. Ozzy getting ready to let her rip.
So he does a pooch kick over to the sideline. Fair catch.
How about the 26?
Number 5. Gilbert does the fair catch for the Tigers. So that ball is going to be spotted.
About the 26, I think.
Looks like 26.
25,
yeah,
25.
26-yard line.
Okay, 20.
26-yard line. So we finally had that sun go down that we've been looking at. So I'm going to raise our little
raise the blind
shade up a little bit. And all right, so Daingerfield has the ball. They have 3 wide receivers, or 3 receivers to the
his number 3 is
side.
right to his left. Number 7 comes around, aims it back in.
So
was our number 10.
Yeah, and that's Rogers that carries the ball, and he was the widest receiver. Of course, they were pretty tight though, and it's just an end around. Quarterback going one way, hands it off to him going the other way, and he picks up about, I'm going to call it 7 yards, 6 or 7 yards. Ball is inside the 35. So the Twins look again, and it's a fake, the handoff. Quarterback rolls to his right, and let's see what they call it.
They're calling him down.
So that's a completion.
That was number 5.
And that is Gilbert. And C.J. Gilbert, I think, is who that is. And that's enough for a first down. But we'll see what they got going on. Looks like they're bringing it back. Something.
Looking for Mr. Whitehat. That's the guy who gets to make all the...
Okay, so it's not a first down. That one comes back. Still going to be a third.
Did you see why?
No. 3rd and 4. So 3 wide receivers toward the Bear sideline. 1 wide receiver toward the Tiger sideline. Ball snapped. Handoff to number 3. He's got some room. And he is forced out of bounds after a first down. And they're going to spot that ball right at the 45. So Wright, who we've called his name a lot offensively for the Tigers tonight.
And our remote helper, who's normally here in the booth with us, is Michelle Ingram. She actually said, yeah, of course I want to be revealed. So Michelle, definitely thanks for all the help and giving us an update. Well, that is number 3.
With the ball again to the Daingerfield right side.
Right on the 50.
And so he makes 5 yards. So that brings up a 2nd and 5. And with this group of Tigers, and again, they have a number 9 out of the Red Zone top 10 ranking.
Yeah, for a reason.
And
they got some great players.
They are
And a lot of plays, a lot of different plays.
Yes. Every formation has just been one back, and the quarterback has been back deep. He's looking to throw now.
Throws it, caught by number 7. Bears 5 and 10 were on him.
Rogers catches that, and then the Bears on the tackle are Frank Sierra, and who else you say, number 9?
5 and 10 was on top of him.
Okay, that would be Werner, number 10. So that is enough for a first down. Brings them inside Bear territory. They are on the 42-yard line, just inside of Bear territory, and waiting for their call. 3 wide receivers to the right. In this
first half.
The quarterback deep, one lone setback, motion by number 7.
And he hands it off to 7. And he is brought down pretty quickly by 10 and 9.
So we got Werner bringing him down and Chico.
Oh, Adam.
So Bears holding tight. That probably was a loss of a yard. But both teams run that play where they have a wide receiver or an end come back and they look for a seam to turn it up in. If they don't find it, they just keep stringing it out, trying to find one. But Bear defense holding good so far. That was a
quarterback keeper. Number 1 Johnson kept it.
He faked the dive.
Ooh, that's really close to a first. They may have to go check.
They're going to mark it about 1.5 yards short, if that official over there is right.
Yep.
Number 33 for the Bears checking in. Israel Serta.
Number 34.
Same formation for the Tigers. Ball is snapped. Bears blitzing, and I'm telling you that blitz was number 2.
That was so fast.
That was Devontae Powers. He slipped through there untouched, and as soon as the running back got the ball, he dropped him. So that's another loss right there of a couple of yards. I believe that's number 80 for the Bears coming out. 88, I'm sorry. And I didn't get the number of who was going in. Tigers in the same set, 3 receivers to our side. Quarterback's looking to throw.
And up top.
He completes it, and he drops the ball. Pass was completed at the 25-yard line.
Nope.
No, they're calling it incomplete?
I think he called it incomplete.
Okay. But the Bears were giving him a big cushion.
Somebody called timeout. Something happened. Timeout, Tigers, I believe.
I'll tell you in a minute. They had 2. Bears had 3. We'll see what they take off the clock. But that's going to be a turnover, or not a turnover, but a change of downs on possession. Really? So that brings the Bears back up to the 38-yard line.
So I don't know who took it.
So they may not have. Well, I'm going to guess maybe the Bears, but I don't know. It's showing 2 left for the Tigers and 3 for the Bears.
Maybe it was just a up.
So Wilson's still the quarterback. He hands off.
11.
Not a lot of room. He does make it past the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe a yard. And that was Lewis with the ball. And Wilson was the quarterback, back under center again.
Same with only 4 games. That's crazy how short that's going to be.
It is. So Bears break the huddle quick, come to the line.
Wilson with the ball, hands off to number 5 up the middle, right at about the 50.
And so on that play, Sierra was lined up as a wide slot. Thank you, Avon.
Want some light?
Yes, that makes it a little
hard to
easier.
read that font.
Now, the sun went down, and we didn't turn our light on in here, so some of our artificial intelligence was working for us. But we got a Bear down. I can't see his number. Maybe maybe number 5, but I can't.
Yes, it is. They just rolled him over.
So, because I was going to say it's where he got tackled, so he may not have gotten up, but he did pick up some yardage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
With 5 minutes and 39 seconds left.
5:39. Bears still up 7-0. Bears have the ball.
That looked like a timeout earlier. Aggravating.
Ball is spotted on the 45-yard line. So, anyway, have a trainer out there looking at number 5, Sierra. See, looks like I can't even speculate. He's got his helmet off. He's alert and talking and sitting up a little bit. I don't know if he's got a cramp maybe.
I don't know. It looks like it's a.
Looks like they're working on his foot or his calf or ankle. Our view is kind of blocked by the trainer. We can't really see what he's doing. But it's not uncommon for this time of year for you to have a few muscle cramps, especially with this humidity.
Well, the good news is he's walking away on his own power, so that's great.
That's always a great thing.
Yes, sir.
So we'll look for him to be back in a minute probably. All right, so the Bears about to run another play. 3rd down and 3 for a first. Ball is on the 45. Lineman for the Bears right now, you got Jordan Reynolds, Noah Hambrick, and I'll get other numbers for you. Baylor's in a tight slot. I mean, the Bears, not the Baylor Bears.
Oh, quarterback
keeper.
Going behind him.
Kyron's got some room. He's got some speed, and he gets a first down for the Gladewater Bears.
Great play.
Yeah, he changed directions twice.
Yes, he did.
To avoid tacklers. So he exhibited some quickness and agility there. Picks up a first down and is now got the Gladewater Bears at the 47 into Daingerfield territory.
All right, as their jersey say D-Field. Pretty cool.
Bears break the huddle quickly.
He passes off the number, hands it off to number 11.
And Colin
is quickly wrapped up by number 21 of the Tigers. That was Lewis.
He makes
Braden
about
Lewis.
4 yards. So that play, they have a tight slot. We called that sometimes a nasty slot.
If you had something that got you 4 yards every time, would you ever quit it?
No, you just
run it till
run it till the world looked level. Or we would say, run it till they stop it.
That's it. Run it till they stop it.
So, but that time they had that tight slot. We call it a nasty slot because no one's really sure what to do with it. And there's motion again. This time he wants to throw. He may run it.
Oh, he is going up top,
Wilson
Sam. He's got
running.
a first.
He's got enough for the
moving.
first. And he gets down inside
the 25.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a great little run there. He comes out looking, just tucks it in and runs. He had a lot of daylight showing there. So that's going to bring up a new first down. Or did we have a flag?
Something's happened.
Something happened. You know, sometimes we don't have the luxury of a playback.
Oh, holding on the Bears.
All right, so that was a good run, but unfortunately, it's going to come back because of a holding penalty. So that, instead of a first down, we're going to have still second down and about 16, it looks like. So quite a change from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 16. And you lose, in that process, you lose almost 30 yards of possession territory. So Bears break the huddle. Same little slot formation.
Still got Lewis as the quarterback.
He's
coming back, looking to throw down.
Intended target is Colin Lewis. Ball a little high. He gets his hands on it, can't bring it in. So
I don't know if they can see this. I did see some good sportsmanship. Number 2 of the Bears and number 9 of the Tigers actually gave each other a high five.
Okay.
That was really nice.
And you
Get to
know,
see that often.
and sometimes you've got friends playing on another team.
Very true.
And sometimes you play somebody. If you're a sophomore on the varsity, you may play against a guy that covers you 3 years, and you kind of get to know him. So that's another good thing about high school sports. So Bears come out again. Different formation.
Handing it off to 11. But something happened. I can't see the
blowing that
whistle
ball
blow.
dead before it ever gets going.
3 minutes and 42 seconds left, Sam. Going really quick.
I'd really like to be able to freeze that and look at that formation because they've run the Gladewater Bears have run a formation with I would call it a flex in with a slot in there, that tight slot. But then it looked like they had that other guy over and had an unbalanced set, and they want to run toward that where you got more people.
Right.
So, but I can't see it fast enough and look at both sides before they snap the ball. They're running a pretty quick tempo game.
Very fast.
So they get to the line, and so now we're back to the slots to each side. There's motion.
He's looking to throw it.
And
Lewis is
going
going with it. He's going up top.
Wilson's running, and he gains some of the yards back, picks up
We
about
really
7
close.
or 8.
But that does make it 4th down.
4th down,
2
you're
to
on
go.
the 50-yard line. You've still got,
Maybe 3.
I'm going to say 13 yards for a first.
Oh.
So your
Not bad
choice
on that one.
with just over 3 minutes and counting, do you want to punt it and get them in a hole, or do you throw it deep, and if they intercept it, it's as good as a punt, and if you catch it, you may score. So knowing Coach LaVere, I think he's probably going to go for it. So number 2,
down there talking about it.
Powers coming in the game.
Oh, he just called timeout.
Okay. So they're going to call a timeout with 2 minutes, 51 seconds left. They're going to talk it over. Offense was still on the field, so they're coming over to take a break, get some water, and see what Coach has to say. So I know it's Coach LaVere's nature to be aggressive, and he is going to make you stop what they do. And I have no idea what they're going to do, but it would not surprise me 4th and 13 for them to go for it here from the 50-yard line.
Well, with such a low-scoring game, I'm pretty sure you may just be thinking we don't have a ton of loose. They're about to get the ball back.
I know.
In the second half, we will get that back, and we'll see if they want to try an onside kick.
Be interesting.
It will.
But
be.
I do
curious.
like. We talked about this some last year. When do you do it? And I said I like doing it when you don't have to.
Right.
Do the onside kick or the pooch kick when you don't have to have it. Because I'm sure they weren't expecting it for the first kickoff of the season.
No.
And we almost got it.
We did. That would have been interesting.
So, Wilson is still in at quarterback. We have the offense in there. So the Bears huddle. Plays called. They break it. Hustle to the ball. Quarterback under center. One back. Motion. And he wants to throw or run. He throws. And it looks like no, they're going to call that incomplete, I think. Almost caught at about the first down marker. So the ball is going to go over on downs. And the Gladewater Bears will take over. We got a player down. It looks like a cramp, muscle cramp. It's Latrell Henderson. It looks like he's got a cramp, maybe not injury. And the defense for Gladewater is lining up. Yeah, looks like they're kind of rubbing out a cramp over there.
Yep, they sure are.
So he has been running a lot tonight as a defensive back. And
rubbing on that calf muscle, that left calf. You know, Sam, to give you some stats, there's all kinds of people that tune in and watch our game. The easiest way is if you type Gladewater Live Football, click on the one that shows that live icon. That's us. You at the moment have about 99 people hanging out with you. That's quite a bit of folks.
Well, that's not bad. And again, I always thank the technology department that Avon is the head of, and Michelle is usually here with us. But
yeah, and UIL. I don't know if we got to thank them to allow
well,
this
the
happen
UIL
again.
allows it to happen, and we really didn't know till last week we were going to get to do this again.
That is correct. We got that late phone call.
Daingerfield
they handed
with
it
a
off to
run.
number 3 again. He's
Ooh,
jumping around.
my
Fumble.
Goodness,
That is
a
fumble.
He picks
it
up.
He is gone.
Oh my goodness.
That is
number
11.
2 for Gladewater, Devontae Powers. I think had a great hit on him.
Wow.
The ball flew out of there.
It did.
And I did not get to see who picked it up and
People on
advanced
YouTube
it.
get to go back and watch that.
Yeah,
they can hit rewind.
I'm betting tomorrow when they watch film, that's going to get some oohs and ahs, and I think I could hear that from inside the press box
inside
here
the close
from our crowd. But yeah, we do thank just everybody that has a hand. You know, games don't just happen. There's a lot of work behind the scenes for people that work for the district that really do thankless jobs just so we can have a ball game.
Yeah.
And
I was just going to say, because we could have ball. We could have fun up here.
You know, so we're grateful for this opportunity for sure. So Bears, we got a mix up.
We got number 7.
That's going to be a dead play. Both our slots went in motion. They almost ran into each other. So unless you're playing football in Canada, only one at a time can be in motion. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, I believe. So it'll still be first down, but now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 37. But we've got 2 minutes and 37 seconds to try to get another score before halftime.
Definitely happened. Plenty of time.
We don't need but one guy at a time in motion if we want that to happen.
Looks like we got 17 back as the quarterback.
He
is. He hands off to number 20-something. I can't see his last number. That is 28.
28. That is Carson Cooper. So Carson has his first carry on the night. And Bryson Woods is back in at quarterback. Colin Lewis still in the game. Austin Berner still in the game.
I'm reading this, Grayson. It says that Woods is a freshman. Is that right?
Yes, it does. It says that on
Wow.
Fumble. Quarterback recovers his own fumble. Loses a couple of yards, but Gladewater Bears keep the ball. So this is not really what we would call a good start to this drive, because it's 3rd and about, I'm going to call that about 17 or 18 yards.
I'm out. This 2 called that one.
Well, they call it 16 in our press box. But
we'll go off their numbers because I think they can see that on screen.
We won't argue over that one, but we just know it's 3rd and long.
Yes, sir.
So I would say this is a passing down, especially with 1:45 left in the half. You need to pick up some yardage, move the ball, move the chains, and get in the end zone. So we've not seen either offense really just gel and sustain a long drive like the Bears are capable of doing, and I'm sure Daingerfield is too.
Oh, definitely. They've got a plethora of plays.
But we've just not seen that that momentum and rhythm settle in on either team so far. So Gladewater now, ball quarterback under center. Hands it to Lewis again. He's got some room.
Oh, he's got plenty of room, Sam.
He gets on. No, they're calling him down. Daingerfield ended up with the ball, but
that is not a first down.
No, it's still short.
Like about 2 yards short.
I'm going to call it a 4th and 2 before they move that box. We'll see how that works. I told you I had my eyes checked last week, and I'm still good to drive. So
I'm having to use these range extenders.
Yeah, our box calls it a 4th and 2 as well. So
Beat them to it.
We like the scoreboard to agree with us. All right,
1 minute.
so Bears.
Oh, the clock is still moving.
Yeah, clock is running. We're down to 56 seconds. But if they throw it, they need to run it, or at least get the play started.
Hands it off to 11. He is moving.
Colin Lewis again. First down. That's going to stop the clock.
First down.
42.2 seconds left. And he is just inside the 10 at the 9. So that's going to stop the clock, move the chains, get us inside the 10 with a first and goal.
Great place to be with 42 seconds left.
Yes, it is. Wondering if Colin is tired or if he can run it 2 more times and get another touchdown. So looks like
I suspect he might be getting tired. He's
looks
probably
like
ready for that
timeout, and that timeout may be for Colin Lewis just to catch his breath, if nothing else. I've seen the time we had to call a timeout for our running backs, you know. But 42.2, both teams down to 1 timeout. But we'll see if anybody needs one. I don't see Daingerfield calling one to help Gladewater. But the Bears may call another one. Depends on if they run or throw and score or the clock keeps running. But I know they want to get a touchdown here. So break the huddle. It's a handoff.
Actually, Lewis was the quarterback that time.
Number 2.
On the 1-yard line.
Is down. The clock is running. They need yeah, I did.
Lewis was the quarterback that time. Handed it off to number 2, Powers.
So now let's see
that
what
clock
we're
is
do.
moving, Sam.
Yes, it's running down to 20.
Better do a fridge and push it in.
Let's see. They may be calling that a fumble. They need to stop the clock if it is.
It is a fumble on the 1.
Clock stops at 10.3. Looks like there was a fumble. Daingerfield got it. They'll take over on just inside their own 1-yard line with 10.3 seconds. And
now, this is where if you could get a safety, it would be a unique set of 2 points.
And they can't really take a knee because they're on the 1-yard line. That would be a safety. So I'm pretty sure that's the one play they're not going to run.
No. They've got a lot of different plays.
They do. And honestly, I mean, this sounds crazy to say, but from here with 10 seconds left, I might just air it out.
Yeah, just for the heck of it.
Just see what happens. Just say, run as fast as you can, as far as you can. Let me
so
see if I can hit you.
Yeah.
It's almost like Sandlot at that point.
The problem is you just don't have enough room to run backwards.
And then if it's incomplete, you might get another shot at it.
Maybe, but if we push him out of bounds, all of it.
So, Daingerfield has their offense lined up. They're in the mirror look. 2 wide receivers on each side of the ball.
That ref is saying something.
Single setback, quarterback back deep.
Oh, I think he's telling him to put a little bit more time on the clock.
Well, I would guess maybe 12 point something.
Possibly.
So let's see what they're saying.
10.3 right now, but he was telling him something. Gave him a thumbs up. I missed it. If you're on YouTube, you could go back and see what they changed.
14,
there it is. It's at 14 now.
14.0.
Took them just a minute.
So that's when I was saying they better stop the clock if there's a fumble. So they've got 14 seconds to see what Tigers can do.
Well, they definitely have some receivers lined up. You're right, Sam. I think they're going to try to air it out.
It's a throw, and he's down.
Oof.
So they do make 4 yards.
Nope, that's all the clock, Sam. All
okay.
Of it. They're not going to line back up. That's it.
If he'd have missed it, they'd have got another shot.
You're right. Yep.
All right, so the first half ends with both teams really kind of frustrated at their inability to have some momentum on offense. Now, they've both had shades of brightness, and they've
Oh
had some
yeah,
great plays,
definitely some
but you
great
can
plays.
tell there's some first game of the season mistakes. And the Bears have managed to get in the end zone one more time than Daingerfield. So we're going in at the halftime break with the Bears leading 7-0. So it will be interesting to see what adjustments Tigers and Bears make when they come out for the second half.
Yep, it's going to be great.
All right. Well, we're going to sign off, but we're going to keep the program broadcasting and let
Yep.
you guys that are our millions of viewers.
Oh, we're up to
Well,
120. We gained
hey,
20%.
the next time we're on, we're going to have even more numbers. But tell your friends if you're watching, tell them where to go to get the broadcast, and then y'all can watch the bands, and we'll be back for the second half. back here. Teams are back on the field. Hope y'all enjoyed watching the bands play. And we'll go over a little bit of red zone stats or info. Trying to get down to some of the teams close to us. Carthage is ahead of Kilgore 28-0. Chapel Hill is behind to Gilmer 35-14. Liberty Ilo ahead of Henderson 13-6. Athens over Brownsboro so far 21-6. Jacksonville 0, Sulphur Springs 12. Kaufman 14-9 over Lindale. Bullard 21-7 over Maybank. Let's see, Jefferson 21-0 over New Boston. Now I'm going to go back the other way and see what I can find as we get ready to kick off. Tyler Legacy 10, Lufkin 9. White House 30-21 over North Forney.
They are lining up. Here we go.
Okay, I'll give you more as we have time. So now Gladewater will get the ball. Daingerfield lined up to kick it.
18.
Tiger. Jonathan Solis kicks a pooch kick. It's caught by number 3. He's got a little bit of room. Breaks 2 tackles and then hit hard at the 35 by number 12 for Daingerfield, and that is last name's Kelly, Jaqueline Kelly. So we are underway. Bears are working out of the north end of the field, headed to the south end as they take over with the ball on the 35-yard line. And Avon and I were talking after we cut our mics off. Be interesting to see how both teams come out and what adjustments they make on both sides of the ball. And right now, Kyron Wilson, is at quarterback for the Bears. They're still in the double slot formation. And it's a handoff to Lewis. He tries to get wide. There's nothing there. Turns it up the middle. And I think he picks up 2 yards. So that's going to bring a 2nd and 8 from just inside the 37-yard line.
Actually, really nice outside. When we took that break during halftime, we both got to get out, got to see our wives. My watch says it's a nice 82 degrees.
It is. That's pleasant for an August ball game on a Friday night in Texas. So, again, Bears try the left side. This time.
3 Tigers all over him.
This time with J.T. Maddox carrying the ball. And still have as offensive linemen Andre Powers, Noah Hambrick. We got Jordan Reynolds. So those guys in the trenches doing a good job, still hustling up to the ball.
Oh, he's trying to juke him.
And he's got a little room. He turns a big loss into a not so big loss. On that play, Baylor. I was talking about the Bears to Stoney Clark a while ago. So anyway, but Gladewater is pulling 2 linemen to lead block out there for Lewis, and where they pulled out of, penetration came behind them. So that's what kept that play from working. But that brings up for the Gladewater Bears a 4th down and 13 from their own 32, and obviously a punting situation. So we're waiting on a couple more members of the punt team to check in.
But this time we got more room. He can breathe a little.
Yes, it gets off a much better punt.
It was a different punter.
And that one goes out. They're going to mark it at about the 35.
That was Lewis actually doing the punt job.
Okay. So Daingerfield Tigers take over at the Looks like the 35, their own 35. And the Gladewater Bear defense comes out ready to play.
Been doing a great job so far tonight, Sam.
They really have. They've had a couple of goal line stands, gave up some big plays, made some big plays. Again, very similar to what the Tigers from Daingerfield are doing.
It's been
So
a defense game.
Daingerfield wanting to throw. So they throw back to the weak side to that lone split in on just a hitch route. And yes, and I call it the weak side because on the Daingerfield sideline, they have 3 wide receivers. Over here, they only had 1 receiver. So by numbers, we would call that a strong side and a weak side.
Gotcha.
The weak side typically gets 1-on-1. Now they're balanced. They have 2 receivers on each side and 1 setback. So the quarterback runs a keeper, and he is tackled by, I believe, number 33, Israel Serta. And so I also saw
Zero getting it.
Thought I saw Colin Lewis in there too, but maybe not. So they make a few yards. It's now 3rd down and 7. And they're throwing deep, and it's caught.
Oh, it's caught. Look at that. Number 6, it looks like, Sam.
And he is tackled
Great catch.
inside the 10. They're going to spot that at about the 6-yard line.
Jones.
Who was that? Number 6? That was Jones, number 6 for the Tigers. And he ran a really good route that time. He was a little deeper than our cornerback and then turned to the sideline and split him and the safety and just got between them, and the quarterback threw a strike, and he was finally run out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So that sets up a Daingerfield 1st and goal, and it's a running play to...
Allows it in there, number 3.
Yeah, and so... Wright, number 3, scores on a run from the 6-yard line with 8:34 left in the 3rd quarter.
That was like right at 1 minute.
Yeah. So they'll go for the – well, we'll see. Are they going to go for 2 or the PAT? They've got the swinging gate. Nope, they're lining up now. It's just taking them a while. So they're going to go for 2. And he hands it to number 3. He runs wide, and he is in there. So they had him stopped up inside the tackle. Wright did a very good job of bouncing it out and turning it back upfield to get outside the containment. And so now the Daingerfield Tigers lead the Gladewater Bears 8-7 with 8:34 left in the 3rd quarter.
Wow, that 1 point can make a big difference.
It really can. So the Bears at this point, not to look back to the first half, but when they went over on downs on inside the 1-yard line, they would like to have had that score back right now.
I bet.
Because if just assuming they could have done that, they'd have a lead still right now. So, it's not over till you hear the big lady singing. So there's a lot of ball left to play, and it looks like some of their adjustments are paying off. So Daingerfield now set to kick off from the 40.
Now I'm curious. Now is a perfect time to say.
Now would be
up by 1.
Let's look at that
we try
onside. But I'm saying maybe another pooch kick.
Number 18 of the Tigers ready to kick. It does go. What just happened?
Okay, number 9 was
they got it.
Called a fair catch and misjudged it, and the ball got loose. He touched it.
Happens.
So
Well, even if he didn't touch it, it was past the line.
Oh yeah, He had to try to get it. Right. He didn't really have a choice like a punt.
Yeah.
Because it was a live ball. So it got kicked around. I didn't see who covered it, but Daingerfield got the ball. So now they've got a fresh set of downs from the 38-yard line.
For one, Johnson.
So there's motion. He's
looking.
He's running. He tucks it and runs. And he's hit hard. He's still up. And there's a whole host of bears bringing him down. But he was running hard. Their quarterback is a hard runner. I'll give credit where credit's due. But he was looking to throw, and nobody was open, so he just tucked it and ran. And he ended up picking up maybe a yard from where the line of scrimmage was. But he did a lot of running to get that yard.
Yes, he did. Yes, one.
So now there's trips to the top, single receiver to the bottom of your screen.
Oh, he hands it
off to three, and he's looking wide.
Number 23 is all over him.
23 is, I don't have a 23. Is he on this one?
Nope.
So I don't have a number for number 23. I don't have a name. But he did a great job of hitting the ball carrier, locking up, and hanging on until he got one more person to help get him down.
Number 3, he was pouring the power on.
Oh, yeah, and it could have easily been a lot more, but he held him to about 5 yards. So that brings up a 3rd and 5 for Daingerfield. They've got 2 receivers at the bottom, 2 receivers at the top, quarterback, and 1 setback.
He hands it off. This time he's going up the center.
Now that time, Gladewater did a great job.
That was 2-10
and 33. So that was Devontae Powers and
Austin Werner
and Serta, number 33. So what they did that time, they took away the outside. They forced him to cut it back in, which that's what your coach wants, because then you're making him get back in traffic instead of running the open. And if he's in traffic, somebody's got a chance to get it.
4th down. Something's happening. It was a 3rd down, was it not?
It was.
Sitting here talking. Oh. Ball just got moved.
So if it's a 5-yard penalty for whatever happened, no, it's going to be a little short. So now it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Play that.
Oh, we're not sure what happened because I saw no flags, but it was more, what we call them last year, Avon? Secrets? More secrets going on down there.
That's right, those ref secrets. Number 1 takes it up the center, goes to the left.
And he is moving. I'm telling you, if they don't get a squeeze on him from outside in, he's going to score. Because he's got some juke in his moves, and he's fast, and he's strong. So that is a new set of downs at the 15-yard line. Down to 6:30 on the clock. So they're staying in this twins formation to each side, but they're in tight. Oh, bad snap. Got away from him. Running back picks it up.
He is
and
so good. Look.
He
may go all the way.
He is going to score. So number 3, who is Deco Wright, scores on basically a broken play, on a lot of athleticism and speed, but he actually, the ball went over the quarterback's, it hit his hands, but it was a high snap, went behind both of them. He picked it up on the run and peeled around to the Gladewater sideline and then made a couple jukes, broke a couple of tackles, and made it to the end zone. So here in less than a half of a quarter, we've seen 2 touchdowns scored, and both have been by Daingerfield Tigers. So,
plays.
And that one was you see that a lot on a busted play. You know, you don't really have a key to read at that point, and you kind of let up, and then you're just reacting instead of reading keys and moving where they tell you to go. So sometimes you see, like on a punt that's fumbled for a second, a lot of times they'll have a great return because when they fumble, everybody lets up a little bit. And then if they pick it up and go, they've got to step on everybody. So we see that happen frequently. I don't know if a lot is a good description for it, but we see it happen frequently if you watch a lot of football games. So
that more so just at the high school level, or is it also
all
professional?
levels, all levels.
All of it.
Yeah. So the Tigers
Going to kick it this time?
No, they're going to go for 2. They've got 3 receivers to their right, 1 receiver split wide to the left.
That number 0.
So they're looking.
Number fumble.
And
not going to make it this time.
All right, Bears get a little break there, and their quarterback, the snap that time was a little to his right. He tried to catch it with one hand, and it slid off of it. And 3 Bears, 1 a little redemption for Chico because he was in on that tackle that saved 2 points, and then. Who else was in on that?
Wow, that's a big play if you think about it.
Number 33, Serta. Yeah, that's a big play because now their 2-point advantage is gone because it's just like they now kicked extra points both times. So at 7-14, that gives Gladewater a chance, maybe if you think ahead, to go for 2 and have a 1-point lead.
Right.
Theoretically.
So
it's something to think about. All right, so now, I mean, I don't know why they would do a different kick, honestly. Just pooch it short again, and
yeah, I mean that worked so well last time. Why would you not?
And make them catch it.
What was that? The big game? They said it was technically the state championship, Gladewater versus Gilmer, and it was like 300 onside kicks. What it felt like.
I don't know. Yeah.
Remember that 2013?
Yeah, at Lobo Stadium. Yeah. Yeah, I was there, and I had a seat. I was lucky. All right, so the ball is on the tee at the 40, and here come the Tigers. And it's a deeper kick, caught at the 22.
Caught by number 3.
And he's got moving. A little room.
He keeps him going.
And we got a flag. So the return actually came out to the 48-yard line, 47-yard line. But there's a flag, and I'm guessing it's going to be against Bears. And it's either, typically on a kickoff, you either get a hold or a block in the back. So I don't know what it was.
He's about to call it out.
Yeah.
Getting some more information. Like you said, those refs see.
It looked like he called an illegal push, maybe. And typically that's in the back. So kind of the same as a block in the back.
Went from the 47 to.
Well, and here's the thing about penalties. Most people, when they see a penalty, well, is it 5 or 10 or 15?
Right.
Well,
kickoff, it's got a different. Got number 1 back as a quarterback, and that was blitzed heavily.
So typically, that penalty there, when you see where the ball got to and where it was brought back to, that cost them over 25 yards. Down here by the goal line, that one cost them 30-something, 40 yards. So the length of the penalty is not often as crucial as the downs you lose off a really productive play.
Off the actual.
Yes. So we're at 2nd and 11. That was a loss of 1. Bears in a slot. There's motion, and he gives it to Colin Lewis. And they're stringing him out, but he's gaining a little bit. He gains, I don't know, 3 yards maybe. Ran a lot east and west, but not much north and south. Oh, you get that one, don't you?
Yes.
East and west is sideline to sideline, but that north and south is goal line to goal line.
All right, yes.
We want that north and south more
Yes,
if
we
we can
do.
get it.
Yep. Move the pylons.
So we're at 3rd and 6 for Gladewater Bears.
4 minutes and
So they are in their tight slot formation, motion. He fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw or run. Wilson is going to run.
He's going to get the
He's
first.
still running. He's got a first if they
3
mark
on
it
top
right.
of him.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it takes 3 to bring Kyron down. And he moves the ball up to the 38. Good for a new set of downs. They should move the chains. And Bears got a little momentum now.
Helps. Said before, if anybody could get that momentum, but boy, started this quarter, Daingerfield poured the steam on.
They came out encouraged, didn't they?
Yeah, that was impressive.
So Bears break the huddle. Quarterback under center still. 1 setback. Who called the timeout? Gladewater or Daingerfield?
Yeah.
I'm guessing Gladewater because they all came on over pretty quick. Yeah, Gladewater called it. They took it off on the board. So they'll have 2 timeouts left this half. Daingerfield still has all 3 of theirs. And we talked a little bit about it earlier, but we do just have 4 home games this year. So this is the first of 4 live broadcasts that we'll do. And their schedule has them, the Bears, on the road the next 3 weeks. And then we have a home game for homecoming, and then before district they have an open date. So they're still playing 10 regular season games, but 6 of them will be on the road. So kind of like John Madden, I think, used to say, you got to be able to win on the road to play in the playoffs.
Absolutely, especially this year for the Bears.
All right, so the team's back out on the field. Bears break the huddle. They got a wide receiver up top, tight receivers at the bottom. Motion. And it's a handoff to number 3. He makes it. If they give him forward progress, he might make a yard on that play.
Maybe. Yep.
One of 2 things has got to
up top's gonna.
On that play. 1 of 2 things has got to happen, and when they go motion and then turn up in there, that's not a fast hitting play. So they've either got to seal it off better or get a push with those people so he has a better place to cut up, or he's got to bounce it wide. But now I haven't seen him run much of the quick dives tonight.
Giving it to number 11. He went up the center.
And he's got a first down. Now that play was the same play we've seen him make yards on, but the difference, he cut it back up the middle, which is what we were just talking about. If you've got a gap there, turn and run. And he actually could have run where he ran and made yardage, or made the same yardage breaking outside. Yeah. So he had a choice, and when you got a choice of lanes, that's good. So here's the Bears again. Motion. And now they hit the quick dive, but there's nothing there.
That was number 28 of the Bears. That got him on there. Cooper?
Carson Cooper. We've called his name before. I circled him earlier, and he is a freshman as well. So that was the play. I don't know if Coach LaVere was listening to me or not, but that we hadn't seen that real quick hitting play with the fullback. That was it, but there was nothing there. So I don't know if they're kind of guessing game with them, or if they're just playing good defense. Or
Tigers definitely got a good defense. They handed off to 11.
I'm telling you,
he just ran.
Colin Lewis.
Wow.
He's tough.
He just said, "I'm going that way," and that's what.
Now here's some information on Colin. He's listed as a wide receiver defensive back, and he is a Texas State commit as a defensive back already.
Wow.
So that is really good that he's as a senior, he's already made that commitment, so he can kind of focus on what he's got going on out here instead of the recruiting game and all that. So we're certainly glad about that. So the Bears out again.
Hand it off to 11 again. He's going up the middle. Someone held on to his jersey, Sam.
They got that stretch tackle. Stretched his jersey out until he brought him down.
77 grabbed a hold of him. Hayes.
Yeah, I'd circled his name for them before, Marlon Hayes. But they're still pulling those linemen, and one's kicking out and one's turning up. And if they do it right, there should be a choice of inside or outside. But with those
sharp eye,
those unsung heroes down in the trenches are really doing a good job.
Oh, he's going to keep it, number 1 quarterback.
Well,
Wilson.
I'm saying that was a busted play. Maybe an early snap or something, but just like Daingerfield earlier, they scored on a busted play, but just kind of what we were talking about, sometimes a busted play turns into a good play. Sometimes not. But that one did. They gained.
That guy has it right or not.
They're down to like 2nd and 3. Ball's on the 31.
Wow, that was a good.
So, yeah, it turned into something good. Kind of like a shot in golf. You don't cuss the ball till it quits rolling. It may roll a long ways.
Hand it off to number 11.
Look, there he is. That's another first down. Now, this is what I'm talking about that the Bears in the past have done well. A sustained drive, running the ball, run the ball, boom, they burn you with a pass, then run. So, but Colin Lewis looks a little tired. He's walking back slow, kind of like Earl Campbell used to do. I'm not saying he's Earl Campbell, but I'm saying he's probably as tired as Earl was.
Right.
And he kind of catches his breath walking back, and then he goes full speed again.
The Oilers thing, wasn't it a shoot and run thing or run and shoot?
What they're in now?
No, what they did way back. Well, they don't exist now.
Oh.
But, back in the day, like whenever they had Warren Moon, and wasn't it a shoot and run? Run and shoot. It was almost guaranteed. First play, we're doing this.
I don't remember. Well, that might be something for you to Google and look up for the next game.
Time.
All right, so
Clock's burned up.
Oh, we're at the end of the quarter, so we're 8 seconds left. So we're going to switch ends, and
good drive though.
It's been a good. That's what I'm saying. It's a sustained drive with some momentum and some consistently good plays and blocking. So, yeah, that's good. So the Bears taking their time, same as Daingerfield, getting to the other end. Coaches talking and working as they walk that way. And this will bring us to the start of the fourth quarter, which in years past, everybody likes to think they're a fourth quarter team. But honestly, for years, and I'll include present day for the Bears too, they have been well in the fourth quarter. They've done well. So right now they're down by a touchdown and an extra point, but they've got momentum. If they can keep blocking, keep the drive going, they got a chance to tie early in the fourth quarter, again with a lot of time left to play. So, I've seen signs on locker rooms, 48 minutes to play, a lifetime to remember.
That's right.
So we're looking at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 7 for the Bears. Daingerfield defensively, middle of the line has number 50, Nick Wallace. They've got their number 7, Rogers, on the cornerback position.
And he is keeping it.
Oh, here he goes. Here goes Wilson.
There he goes, number 1, Wilson. He is making some yards, Sam. Good.
Listen, he just got hit hard, and he's still on his feet. They finally blew it down, but he went from the 20-yard line down to the 1 on a quarterback keeper.
And he got up ready for some more.
I'm telling you, he is not shy, and he will hit you instead of waiting for you to hit him. So
aiming for trouble.
That was a good play. Ball is now on I said the 1, it's on the 2-yard line. And Daingerfield's got a player kind of hobbling out.
I guess that little bit of a move gave everybody a little breather.
Yeah.
Build back up the tank for some more energy. For one, Wilson under center again. Hands it off, number 2.
And I believe he's in there.
I think,
let's see what they call.
Hot hat, hands up. Number 2, Powers with that move.
So Bears on the scoreboard,
13,
lining up
14.
for their kick. This will give them a chance to tie right here.
5 again, Bears.
Okay, kicking team coming in. Wilson is the holder, getting his helmet strapped on. There's this. Bad snap.
Bad snap.
Okay.
Ouch.
That hurts because you had a chance to tie. Now you're still down by 1. So, I mean, you work hard and make a good play to stop a 2-point conversion. Then you miss a chance to kick the extra point on I don't know if it was a bad snap or mishandled, but either way, it didn't ever make it to the tee.
Did not.
And so now they're down by 1, which the good news is it's a 1-point game with 11 minutes and 16 seconds left.
Plenty of time for a lot of great football.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But it kind of takes a little of that mojo away.
Hopefully not too much. Hopefully not too much of that high energy.
So here's a question. We keep asking this question, but
okay.
So now, do you do that onside kick again here to get a little of that mojo back? It's a thought. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I don't know.
Non-district game, I'd do it.
But I would say this,
just to say we're in a tight spot, we're down by 1.
Let's see
if we were ever in a tight spot some other time.
So
you need to know if you can handle this pressure.
So if I'm coaching special teams for Daingerfield, I'm going to say, you guys better watch that onside or a short pooch kick.
Right.
And I tell them, you fair catch that, but you can't just let it go and let them get it. So, So they've got their guys up close, and it looks like we were coming to this side where they lined up, but they lined up that way a while ago too, and we did.
Got Ozzie getting ready to kick it.
Let's see what he does. And he pooches it, and it's
that's
a pretty deep one.
He caught it on the 20.
So that's a good kick because now they got 80 yards to go. And we used to look at the stats, and we felt like if we could make you have an 80-yard drive, you would make a mistake before we would, and we would stop you.
That's a good way to put it.
So one of our goals, we had a weekly goal, was no 80-yard drives. Now, big play,
right?
They make some of those.
As far as a standard drive,
or if you
stop their momentum.
Yeah, or if you give them the ball on the 15-yard line, but we did not want our defense to ever give up an 80-yard drive. So let's see if the Gladewater Bears are.
We are up to about 150 watching us.
They just keep coming in. They're probably hearing how good we're doing.
How good you're doing. I'm just sitting over here mostly listening.
All right. Daingerfield's in the same formation with 3 receivers.
1, Johnson, deep. He's looking. He throws it quickly. So what number that is? 7. Got a lot of open room, Sam. He's still moving. Lost his shoe, or somebody did. Something on the field. That was number
7. That's Jacavian Rogers. And that play.
They want that big play you talked
yeah,
about.
they've got 3 receivers. 2 are blocking. 1 steps back. It's like a screen with everybody already set up. Called sometimes just a
Got to bear down.
Bubble screen or
like number 3.
But they basically just throw that little pass behind. That's cramps, I can tell by how he's walking. That's JT Maddox, yeah, who is a junior. So anyway, after all that, Daingerfield is at the Bear 46 with a new set of downs. But that's how quickly they can strike. Now that's a quarterback keeper.
And he slipped away.
And he gains about 9.
Number 6, the Bears wrapped up number 1.
And I saw Keandre Powers, number 87, getting some of that on that one. But that's a 9-yard gain on first down. Well, now, you can't, you really don't even want to give up 3 on first down. But if they gain 3 times, they're still short on 4th down. Now he wants to throw.
Well,
he's looking deep.
Top.
And good coverage that time. He threw into double coverage. The safety was late coming over, and I couldn't tell if he got a piece of it, but the long and short of it is it was incomplete, and it was good coverage defensively. So it's not like he had beaten everybody and they just overthrew him that time.
If they've got 1 yard on the 3rd down, don't you want to run it?
Well, and they're inside the 40, so they could say, well, I don't know where they're going to call their 4-down territory, but with a lead of 1 point, they could throw another one and then run one.
Handed it off. Nope, he's keeping it himself. He's going up the middle
keeper
himself.
Again. See,
got him. That's
they're
first.
And they're really picking a good time to start running that after you're used to keying that running back. Now you're going where he's going, and the quarterback pulls it and runs a hole or 2 wider. So he's open. So now it causes your defense to be honest and not just go with what they've been going with and read their keys. So offensively, Daingerfield is in a good spot, but they need to change that down marker from 4th to 1st, and they just did. That's going to be.
They got off.
If Gladewater touched him, it's on Gladewater, but if they didn't, it's on Daingerfield. And he's walking toward Daingerfield, so they're going to back him up 5. Repeat first down. But the right tackle, the defense jumped, but they didn't hit anybody, and they weren't in the neutral zone, and then their right tackle jumped while all that was going on. So anyway, that's a Bear break. Now it's 1st and 15. So now they've still got 3 wide receivers up top. They can still throw that little screen or throw one-on-one coverage down here low.
Yeah, but it's not his 0 he likes going to do. He handed off to number 3. He's aiming up the center. Someone's helmet came off again.
It's a black one, so it's a Bear.
2.
So
Wilson, Devontae Powers.
And Wright, number 3.
A lot of yards on the.
He carries the ball well.
We had Robert's associate last time. That guy
Dylan,
could keep the stats.
I know.
Like a crazy person. Dylan, if you're out there, we miss you.
Yeah, Dylan,
you're amazing on the stats.
Watch the game and text us some stats if you're out there. We miss having a stat guy. It made us more interesting.
He went us some stat sheets. Thank you.
There's some hard hitting going out there, but we've not seen anybody really hurt, but we've seen some cramps. So I mean, it's a battle going on out there for sure.
There's another one pulling off right now. Looks like number 6.
Yeah, that is Kwame Gordon coming out, who is a junior. So now it's a pass. He's looking deep and completes
it to 0 again.
He completes an out route inside the 10 for a 1st and goal now. So that brings us to 8-0 or 8-10. Clock stops on moving the chains. 1st and goal. If they score here, now you're down, maybe depending on what they do afterwards, a touchdown and a field goal maybe. But maybe they can make another goal line stand, or great place for a turnover for your defense.
Going to keep it.
Oh,
my
very
goodness.
good defense.
Number 9. Is that Werner?
That was 33.
Number 9, Chico, got him, and he had some Bear friends come and help wrestle him to the ground.
And 33, Serta, they locked him up. It was like a lock,
not letting go.
Like a locked refrigerator there. Nobody's getting loose from that. So that puts them back on the 12. But still, they can't make a 1st down. They've got to score, or Gladewater gets the ball back. He's looking to throw.
He's going to move it himself. He slipped out of one.
Oh, man.
He made it almost there, Sam.
And, you know,
a good run.
I mean, we haven't said it this year, but we tell everybody we are Gladewater Bears. So we pull for the Bears.
Definitely
but we recognize quality in other teams, and we praise them for what they do well.
Absolutely.
And right now, Daingerfield's doing well, but it's hard for me not to cheer for somebody to get a tackle or make a yard for the Bears and be more of a reporter of what's going on, you know.
Right.
But that was a good run, good tackles, but they let him make some yardage first, and that's not good.
Down an opening and kept going.
Yeah, they're on the 3-yard line now.
Like a timeout.
Get me a drink of water here. So we do have a, excuse me, a timeout. 6:18 left. 14-13.
Very interesting. People were saying earlier that Daingerfield was highly picked to win. They are up, but it's just by 1.
It's a 1-point game. And, you know, talk about special teams being so important. This is just a classic example of a deep snap that would be caught and set for the kicker to have a chance.
I find it interesting that both had failed point after touchdown.
I know.
All because of a snap or the catching of it.
Daingerfield. Oh.
When Johnson's got it,
hands it off.
Hands it off the 3.
Ooh,
3's got some pressure on him.
That is great right there. Great defense. He tries the right side and tries to go wide, and there were about 3 Bears that met him back there, and it was a loss of yardage.
How do they kick it? 4th down.
And I think I would.
Go for it.
And that gives you a 4-point lead, so a field goal.
Field goal can't top.
But I don't.
Or beat you.
I don't know their kicker is. They're going for 2 every time.
Right. We have not seen it. But he did kick the ball earlier and it did pretty good.
So it looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 7.
Be a big play right here. Don't see what happened.
It was incomplete.
Bears get the ball back.
He tried to throw it, I believe, to number 9, Jaden Wallace, and it was incomplete. And so another goal line stand defensively. And that was not per se like Daingerfield mistakes. That was a legit goal line stand. So
it's good defense.
Yeah, so that ought to give your offense, even though talked about that 80-yard drive. Well, they've got a 93-yard drive now. But
A lot of miles
we've
to cut.
seen it happen.
Yes, we have.
So 5:29, this would certainly be a time to do it.
Yes, sir.
So let's see. Bears in tight.
Wilson under center. He hands it off up the
he's got
center.
some
Looks like
room.
number 2.
He's got some
Looks like
room.
a first down. Close to it. That's going to be really close.
That is really close. You know who I thought about a while ago and I didn't have a chance to say? It's going to be second and about 1.5.
Yeah.
I think about last year. Who do you think about just being a bruiser running the ball?
That was 2 years ago. That was
The Tank. I missed the Tank was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Tank, wherever you are.
He was at Kilgore last. He might have already graduated by now.
We miss getting to see you run the ball. But right now, the Bears got another first down, so
Look at
that's a
that.
big play.
Move the chains, Sam.
Move those chains. That was Colin Lewis again carrying that ball. Colin has, I hope they're going to feed him after the game. He's earned it tonight.
Yeah.
He's been a workhorse.
Yes.
And Devontae Powers coming out of the game.
I'm telling you, those Tigers better feed that number 3 right. Man, he is. 8 up the
Here they come
There he
again.
goes.
I'll tell you one thing that impresses me about this Daingerfield defense. We're outside of them on the last 2 plays, and they got people catching up. Now, we're in a little traffic, but they're taking great angles, and they are hustling to the ball, and they've got some speed.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, because they ran our one player down.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember who that was at last. I think it was Evan.
so you know, I drove through Daingerfield and Lone Star last week.
Uh-oh. It's
Penalty.
something.
Gosh, that's the one thing you
That's
don't
gonna
need
suck.
down here. You don't need it anywhere, but especially coming off your own end of the field.
It is first down. Enough room to breathe down it. That put it on the 5.
About the 7 or 8. 1st and 20 now.
Glad that our microphone coaches know. There are times they get colorful. I've seen them get downright unhappy.
Well, Daingerfield player number 77, Marlon Hayes, a defensive lineman, he did a really good job of coming back to help out on a guy a lot faster than him.
And then, like you said before, just really good defense team. Bears number 1 Wilson, center, hands it off. Oh my! He broke free through the center.
Ooh-wee.
That is number 2 again. That's what happened last time. That was Powers.
See where they spot that ball at the 25. So they're now what?
Was it?
Be 3rd and 4. About 3rd and 4. Yeah, 3rd and 4. A first down here is crucial. Because you're down to 3 minutes.
I missed it. What happened?
Just a dive up the middle, and there wasn't much there. Maybe
Number 2 again.
Maybe gained a yard.
Oh, we needed? No, we need just. Fourth down and 2.
Like,
What I see. About 4th and 2?
yes.
They're saying 4.
No,
Oh,
I
they
just
changed.
changed
They
it.
heard me.
4th and 2. You see it right. So, Gladewater going
Wilson
for
under
it.
center.
2:26, 4th and 2.
They hand it off again.
And he's got it. I believe he's got it.
That ref say.
Yeah, he's got it.
Move
It's
the
a first
chain.
down.
Yep, move the chain, Sam.
All right, so big play.
Wow.
Big play right there.
Coming back from 20 down.
You had a, 2nd and 20, and you end up making a first down on the 4th down. Now you got a little breathing room.
Yeah, but
you got a new
about
set of
that 2-minute
downs,
warning.
but you only got, the clock is your enemy now.
Oh, they wrapped him up behind.
they're letting them get, or I don't know if they're letting them, but Daingerfield is getting too much penetration for that play to be effective at this point.
2-minute warning. Gladewater with the ball, 2nd down and 10.
Well, actually, it's about 2nd and 12 according to that, where that marker is. Yeah, maybe 13, at least 12.
Yep, they said 13.
13. Well, it is winding down. I mean, the clock stopped at 1:59. Gladewater Bears need some ground in a hurry.
They definitely do. It's been a really great game. Not a high-scoring game, but still a lot of very strong defensive.
So let's see what.
Like they were number 28 behind number 1. They're going to hand it to him. Nope. Going up top, Sam. He tosses it. I can't see it.
My goodness. Almost throws the interception. That really should have been caught. Daingerfield dropped that one. But the good thing is that that was a 5-second play. Clock stopped on it. Didn't lose any yardage. Just didn't make any.
But you didn't make any yardage. That were 3rd down and 13.
So you got to go 4 down. So you got to make a first within 2 plays.
Tosses it quickly to 11.
Well short. They still are going to need 10 yards, maybe 9.
Go for it. Got to.
Well, you have to. Minute 39. Ain't no tomorrows. So timeout. 1:35 left. While there's a timeout, I saw Stoney Clark at halftime. Visited with him. He was sitting down there in front of my wife. Talked to him a little bit, and I told him, reminded him about the Oklahoma Cotton Bowl where he stopped the quarterback, I think, or the running back. Anyway, stopped him on a goal line stand. Stoney made the tackle that preserved the win for Texas.
Oh, wow.
And if you Google Stoney Clark versus OU, that play comes up. So my grandson was staying with us, and he likes me to tell him a story at night.
Uh-huh.
I told Dylan the Stoney Clark OU story. And what's really good about that is Dylan's daddy is an OU graduate, but he grew up in Texas.
That's funny.
So when Dylan gets home, Stoney thought that was great. But then Dylan tells his dad and makes him play the YouTube video again, which he was there, I think, when it really happened. Here's the Bears.
Wilson under center.
He won't
going out. He's got pressure.
Scrambling. I believe they stripped the ball out of his hand.
Like number 50 was on top of it.
Yeah.
Tiger number 50, that would be Wallace.
So, Bears fumbled the ball. Tigers take over on the 25 with 1:30 left. So your only hope right now, Daingerfield has 2 timeouts. Gladewater has 0. They can't stop the clock. Daingerfield's probably not going to throw it, not going to call a timeout.
I think they're just going to stab the ball on the ground, let the clock go.
Well, I don't know if they have enough. And they may have to run it one time. But I would let that. Not going to start until they snap it.
Yeah, look, he just downed it.
But 120, let's see what it is when they reset it. He may have to do that 2 more times. I'm sure they're going to do it again. And I don't know why you
Something
wouldn't,
happened?
because you got the win.
Why'd the ball get moved back? What happened?
Because he took a knee.
Oh, they moved
So
you
that's
back
where
on
it's
it?
down.
Oh, I got you.
Because if he
Guess
would
I
have
missed
just
that
thrown
before.
it down, the clock stops. So
That's the deal.
let's see. Oh, no, clock is still running. Let's see when they set it.
Yeah, that's all of it.
They may have to do it. This will be the last one. Game over. So those last seconds run out because they're not going to reset it. That'll be a final in 15 seconds. Daingerfield Tigers in a tight one.
Very tight.
14-13 over the Gladewater Bears. So one good thing about the first game of the season, when you play a tough opponent ranked like Daingerfield, you know what you got to work on, and you know how you stack up against them. And so it was a 1-point game.
Yeah,
But
super
Daingerfield
close.
is for real, and Bears know what they got to work on. Their defense, I would say, is a strong point.
We played Daingerfield last year. I was sitting there thinking about that today. I don't think that we.
I know in the last, may have played them last year or year before.
Okay.
But in the last 3 years, we've played them. And they were not near as good then as they are now. So, anyway, a great ball game. Congratulations to the Daingerfield Tigers. Everybody's got their first game out of the way now. And the Bears, the only thing they can't do now is go undefeated. But because these are preseason games, they can still be a state champion, be a district champion. Their future is still in their hands as far as wins and losses. So congratulations to both teams on a hard-fought, well-played game. But at the same time, kind of a first game with some typical first-game mistakes, but a great effort by both. Anyway, anything else you have tonight, Avon?
No, Sam, that's it from me. I want to say, personally, thank you so much for wanting to come and help out with this again. It's always great getting to hang out up here. We got one of the best seats in the house.
We do.
It's always a good game getting to come to Jack B. Murphy Stadium and watch the Bears play. And as we've said before, we have no audio.
Did it cut us off already?
Oh, no, there it goes. Maybe it was working and I just didn't see it. I wasn't looking at mine. But hopefully everybody heard me and everybody has a great night. It looks like we got 122 at the moment. It's possible they're watching the old stuff. Maybe they're rewinding.
Well, our next broadcast will be on September 23rd for homecoming when we play Gunter. So put that on your calendars to tune in again. And if you can go watch next week in Mount Vernon, I'm thinking